Good morning, friends. Welcome to that 1870s Homestead. My name's Rachel, and today we're doing a really special video. I don't think I've ever done a collaboration in the middle of the summer because the summer is so busy. But this one came up right at a good time where there's not a lot of harvest coming in right now from the garden. So I jumped on it and took advantage of it, and it is a collab with a bunch of gals on YouTube who are focused on helping others come up with healthier pantry staples. So there's several awesome YouTube channels taking part, making and publishing videos each weekend, I believe through the end of the month, if I'm right. And then it's hosted over on Soulfully Rested's Instagram and YouTube and through her blog post, and it's the Summer Pantry Staples and Gift-Away. So if you look that up, we'll definitely leave links in the description below. But I know when I first started embracing the idea of homesteading or homemaking differently, it was me thinking about healthier ingredients and the things that I was always buying from the store, that I became really readily aware of all of the unnecessary additives and ingredients and the things that just aren't natural in our food system today. And I hope to share one that I think a lot of you probably buy that you could certainly make at home. We haven't bought this in years. And I think it's so much better. It's just delicious. And that's homemade ranch dressing. So what we're going to make today, though, is the seasoning. You know, like if you went and bought one of those Hidden Valley seasoning packets. I know we used to buy those a lot to make dips, to dredge your chicken breast in or sprinkle over baked potatoes. I know there's a big fan group out there of ranch popcorn, so you can sprinkle that on your popcorn. Just all kinds of uses for it. And the ingredients are, I think we went from 17 ingredients in that Hidden Valley packet to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 ingredients if you make it at home. So we're cutting that in more than half. And these are just wholesome, real, natural ingredients. So let's come down, let's make it. And if I think of more to share with you, I'll definitely do that. I'm going to be interpreting the recipe my way and give you guys ideas how you can interpret the recipe for the ingredients that you have on hand. Okay, so I'm going to be doubling this recipe today. You certainly don't have to, but if you think about what you might be using over the course of the next month or so, or 2 months, make it so one recipe will make 2 rounds of like seasoning packets. The recipe will be in the description below. And Michelle, if you go follow Soulfully Rested, she's sharing these recipes the week before they come out over on Instagram. So if you want to gather your ingredients and be ready for Saturday, I know she's making mint chocolate chip cookie ice cream today. How cool is that? So let me tell you what the recipe is. I'm modifying that, but I wanted to give you the basic recipe. So the basic recipe is buttermilk powder, parsley, garlic powder, onion powder, dill, chives, salt, pepper. That's it. Now, you could toss in some sugar in there if you wanted to. That's up to you if you wanted sweeter. You could toss in some red pepper flakes if you wanted a spicy kick. But that's the basic ingredients. The thing that I'm modifying are basically 2 things. So I rarely have parsley growing in my garden. It's just not a favorite ingredient. We don't use it enough for me to harvest parsley and put it up. What I've found over my lifetime doing this is, not lifetime, but the last 8 years or so, is carrots, the carrot tops. So carrot tops are a fantastic replacement for parsley. So every year I harvest my carrot tops. These were harvested earlier this week. I was hoping that they were going to be dry enough, just air drying them for this video today, but they're not. But I freeze dry them and just powder them. So we're going to be using our carrot tops. You could use borage. So I brought up borage to show you other things that I keep on hand. So borage leaves, I think, would give this recipe a really nice light flavor. Another seasoning that they recommend that you could replace it with is cilantro. I think that's quite different flavor to me than parsley. I personally wouldn't choose that, but maybe your ranch dressing mix is going to be for that perfect Mexican taco salad or something like that, and cilantro might be a great addition. So lots of options out there on replacement or modifying slightly based off the ingredients you have on hand. Another one that we are modifying is onion powder. So we rarely buy onion powder anymore. Instead, I freeze dry all my green onion tops and powder them, and that is our onion powder. So it's just a slight modification there. Okay, so I'm gonna get going. We're gonna get mixing this together. I do have a jar to store this in. Let me tell you, buttermilk powder, keep it on hand. If you're somebody like me, I think it's a fantastic pantry staple, where if I had to go buy buttermilk, a lot of that's probably gonna get wasted. Because I rarely use it, but when I need it, I need it. So I buy buttermilk powder, keep it in the freezer. It's going to last a long time. So I'm going to go in with 2 cups of, because I am doubling this, of buttermilk powder. And when you need buttermilk, you just add water to this and you have buttermilk ready. When you are making things like today and you just need it as an base ingredient. Alrighty. Oh, did I do too much? I already think I messed that up. I think 1 cup was doubling it. Yep, 1 cup was doubling it. So half a cup is the normal recipe. All right. So I did want to tell you too, a lot of these ideas that we're going to be giving you, they're going to save you money too, a ton of money. So a bottle of ranch dressing at the store, I looked it up for our area anyway, is running like $4 to $6 depending on size and brand. This whole bag of buttermilk powder was $6.50, and you can see how little of it I used. And most of the ingredients are homegrown except the black pepper, the garlic powder, and the salt. Now we could make our own garlic powder, we just don't. But if you had your own garlic powder, you might really just be saving a ton of money. All right, so then I'm gonna go in not with the carrot tops, that is just for show. I'm gonna go in with 2 tablespoons of my carrot tops. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of garlic powder. And we're going to do a tablespoon of onion powder. And then we're going to go in with 2 teaspoons of chopped dill. So I just need a second while I chop all these little dills up. I think dill is one of the most beautiful fragrances. And I'll tell you another thing for dill. As a pantry staple, save those dill stems from your dill plant, put them in the freezer. And when you need to make, or if you're interested in making your own pickles, instead of using your good dill weed, because I like to save that for good recipes that I need dill weed for, I'll put the dill stems in my dill pickles, and it imparts Really good dill flavor without me having to use all my good dill weed or dill pickles. Okay, I think that's chopped enough. So we're gonna add that. All right, and then a teaspoon of chopped chives. So similarly, we freeze dry them. We have them all year to add to recipes. And I'm just gonna give those a better chop. I know somebody's made the everything but the bagel seasoning. That's another one that we never buy anymore. Because if you buy the ingredients, you have them for other recipes, and then you also are saving yourselves money because the bulk ingredients go really far, and you can make a big mason jar of it and just restock your little, I think I need a little bit more of that. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a summer cold going on. These little freeze-dried chives really fly when you chop them. Alrighty, and then we're gonna go in with a teaspoon of salt. Let's make that 2 teaspoons because we're doubling it. Okay, and a full teaspoon of pepper, but it would be half a teaspoon if you're following the recipe. All right, and then we're just simply gonna give that a mix. Now, I'm using this, say within a month, I'm gonna keep it in my pantry. If I'm going to try to keep it a little bit longer, I would either put it in my freezer or my upstairs refrigerator, whatever. It just depends how long you want to keep it. I'd say in the fridge, 3 months plus maybe. And then just because there might be some moisture in there if you don't have it vacuum sealed. And then in the freezer, I don't know of a shelf life. I mean, until it's not good anymore, which I haven't found that date yet. All right. And that's as simple as that. I didn't have to go to the store. There's no, all those funky words of preservatives and non-natural ingredients that aren't necessary. And it's healthier, I saved money, and now I'm ready to grab and go. Now, you can do a lot of things with this. It's not just for dressing, right? That's beautiful. Really beautiful dressing mix, and smells lovely. I'm gonna need to grab a lid and put it on there. But so if you're doing like baked chicken breast or even fried or breaded chicken breast, you can dredge your chicken first in your ranch dressing and give it a flavor. I know that there's the Mississippi crock pot roast that requires a packet of ranch dressing, you know, in your crock pot. To make a dip, just mix this with either yogurt or sour cream. Your dip's ready, maybe a splash of milk. To make ranch dressing, add about a 1/4 cup of this, and that's for the dip too, a 1/4 cup to a cup. For your dressing mix, it's a 1/4 cup of your seasoning mix. So this recipe here is going to make 4 batches. A 1/4 cup of seasoning mix to a cup of mayonnaise, half a cup of sour cream, and a splash of buttermilk or a splash of plain milk, whatever you have. Now, I've totally played with that as well for what I have on hand. If I don't have sour cream, I'll throw in yogurt. If I don't have enough mayonnaise to sour cream or yogurt, I'll just play with it. It always works out. Other things, like I mentioned, sprinkle it on your popcorn. All kinds of ways to use seasoning mixes other than just their generic intended purpose. But so let me leave you with a couple other pantry staple ideas. So go look in your pantry. What are you always buying that are those convenience items that you could probably make at home better for your family? one for us that is an easy one is taco seasoning mix. We make it all the time, or use that seasoning blend all the time. A long time ago, I stopped buying taco seasoning mix because I could just make it myself. Cake mixes. Cake mixes are another wonderful mix that you do not have to go buy that from the store. Save yourself money. Put something healthier in your pantry shelves. We have a lot of videos on that, making cake mixes, muffin mixes, cornbread mixes, hot chocolate mix. There's just so many things that we have found as convenience items, and I agree that sometimes they're convenient, but what did that take me? A minute to throw together? As long as you have the ingredients on hand, you're good to go. And maybe it gives you ideas. What should I be growing in my garden so I can do these things for my family or my household? So thanks, Michelle, for having me. I really enjoyed getting to participate in this collab. I think it's a very important one to share. And I hope you guys are all inspired, especially on these super hot, muggy days and you don't want to be outside. Go look in your pantry and say, let me see if I can find a recipe for that. All right, and go over to Soulfully Rested. We'll leave the link below so you can enter that gift away. I think they're giving away like actual meat, beef, all kinds of good things. Like, I wish I could enter that giveaway. And I wish you guys all just a wonderful, happy day this summer, and happy growing and gardening where you are. And I'll see you on the next video.